If I told you that someone made around $420 million in a week, it would be unbelievable to both of us. Imagine a person who had to quit college because they couldn't afford it, but within a few years became so rich that they spent $2,500 every month just on rubber bands to bundle their money. At one point, this individual, who used to sell fake diplomas, degrees, and lottery tickets, and drove cars, reached a stage where 10% of their yearly income was $2.1 million. This is an astounding amount of money. I'm referring to the world's most notorious drug lord, Pablo Escobar, also known as the King of Cocaine. Hailing from Colombia, Escobar dominated a significant portion of the global cocaine market, earning him the infamous title of Colombian drug lord. When someone prioritizes profit over morality, as illustrated in this video, you'll witness the extent of what they can achieve in the realm of crime, discover how the son of a poor farmer rises to become the biggest drug trafficker, and how a petty criminal gains enough power to influence laws in his country at will. Let's delve into all the specifics. In the northwest of South America lies Colombia, where near one of its cities is the town where Pablo Escobar was born on December 1, 1949. Pablo's original aspiration was to become the president of his country through education, but his father, a farmer, couldn't earn enough to support him. His mother, a schoolteacher, managed to fund his schooling, but the steep cost of college posed a significant obstacle due to financial constraints. Then, Pablo befriended Oscar Gaviria. Witnessing his family's struggles and understanding the root of their poverty, Pablo made a solemn pledge to become a millionaire by the age of 22. At first, Pablo Escobar earned money by mining and selling stones, but this proved insufficient, so he turned to stealing luxury cars. In 1974, he was arrested while driving a stolen vehicle, marking his first stint in jail. Despite starting his criminal activities out of need, he eventually found pleasure in them. During his incarceration, he conceived the idea of making large sums of money quickly, which prompted him to enter the kidnapping industry. Within a mere week, Pablo Escobar executed a major operation. He orchestrated the abduction of Diego Echeverri, a wealthy Colombian businessman, courageously overcoming his security detail. Escobar demanded a $50,000 ransom from Diego's family, which they promptly paid. This high-profile kidnapping quickly spread word throughout Colombia's criminal circles of a formidable new player. Pablo earned a reputation as a notorious kidnapper. Amid his notorious exploits, he became acquainted with a new substance, cocaine. Pablo realized that the earnings from 10 kidnappings could be matched by delivering a single small packet of cocaine. He subsequently joined a drug trafficking gang and began collaborating with prominent drug lords. One day, while transporting 14 kilograms of drugs, he had a confrontation with a powerful Medellin drug lord named Fabio Restrepo. During the altercation, Fabio insulted Pablo, provoking his fury. In a fit of rage, Pablo attacked and killed Fabio. This marked Pablo's first significant act of murder. After killing such a significant drug lord, Pablo's name became well known in the drug industry. He rapidly rose in the underworld, establishing his dominance everywhere. In March 1976, he married a 15-year-old girl, and a few months after the wedding, he founded a drug-selling organization called the Medellin Cartel. He infiltrated the U.S., market and sold drugs there, resulting in a massive increase in drug addiction in the U.S. His organization soon started moving 70 to 80 tons of cocaine monthly. Pablo Escobar began shipping cocaine to the United States. By then, Escobar had amassed immense wealth, owning numerous mansions, helicopters, 2 submarines, and 32 yachts. It's remarkable to think that submarines are typically owned by nations, yet this individual made enough money to purchase his own private submarine, all solely for drug smuggling purposes. Moreover, he possessed 142 airplanes dedicated to smuggling drugs, paying pilots $500,000 per flight for transporting cocaine. During that period, Colombia had only 2 private jets, with one belonging to Escobar. This aircraft frequently traveled between Colombia and the U.S., transporting both cash and cocaine. Pablo was exceptionally innovative in his drug trafficking methods. At one point, he even smuggled drugs inside fish stomachs, but due to frequent interceptions caused by insufficient intelligence, he quickly adapted and developed new strategies to minimize losses and evade law enforcement. One of Escobar's methods involved soaking jeans in a solution of liquid cocaine. After thorough absorption, the jeans would dry and be prepared for export. Upon reaching their destination, his associates would extract the cocaine by soaking the jeans in chemicals. This strategy proved effective until law enforcement uncovered it. Escobar then devised a new tactic. He shifted to soaking packing materials, such as cardboard boxes, in liquid cocaine instead of jeans. The process remained the same upon arrival at their destination. The cocaine would be extracted from the boxes. Escobar developed another ingenious method where he soaked cardboard boxes in a liquid cocaine solution, allowed them to dry, and then used them to pack jeans. Law enforcement would inspect the jeans, finding no cocaine, and discard the boxes. Escobar's associates would retrieve these discarded boxes and extract the cocaine from them. This was just one of many clever tactics that enabled him to ship 15 tons of cocaine daily. Another notorious aspect of Escobar's operation was his plata o plomo policy, which translates to silver or lead. It meant that those who interfered with his business had two options: accept a bribe and secure enough money for their entire family to live comfortably, or reject the bribe and face death for themselves and their entire family. Escobar accumulated such vast sums of illicit wealth that he ran out of places to store it. He constructed over 800 houses solely for storing his money, but even this was insufficient. Resorting to burying his cash underground became necessary. One notable demonstration of his immense wealth occurred when, faced with an exceptionally cold night, Escobar burned cash to keep his family warm throughout the night. He burned millions of US dollars. Escobar built a lavish estate named Hacienda Naples, complete with a private zoo housing numerous exotic animals like elephants, hippos, and giraffes, among others not native to Colombia. The mansion boasted its own airport and spared no expense. Despite his immense wealth, Escobar understood the importance of political influence for his safety. To secure this, he offered the Colombian government $10 million to wipe out the national debt in exchange for political support. However, the Colombian government wisely declined the offer, recognizing the implications of such a deal. Following this, Escobar decided to leverage his wealth and influence to enter politics and cultivate a public image akin to Robin Hood. He funded the construction of numerous churches, parks, stadiums, hospitals, and schools, and started distributing money to the poor. These charitable acts earned him widespread goodwill, leading to his election as an alternate member of the Colombian Congress in 1982. This marked a significant increase in his political power and influence. However, 2 years later, in 1984, Escobar was compelled to resign from Congress due to opposition parties exposing his criminal activities to the public. Despite this setback, Escobar continued to operate with increased intensity. By 1989, he had ascended to become the seventh wealthiest person globally, amassing a net worth of $25 billion, initially gaining allies in the political arena. Escobar's criminal actions eventually turned public sentiment against him. His political rivals became his enemies, and the Colombian government, viewing him as a threat, turned against him. On November 27, 1989, Flight 203 was bombed, resulting in the deaths of all 107 passengers on board. Escobar orchestrated the attack in an attempt to assassinate presidential candidate Cesar Gaviria Trujillo, who fortunately was not on the plane. Escobar had established his own private army, known as Los Peps, to eliminate his enemies. Throughout his life, Escobar was responsible for the deaths of approximately 4,000 individuals, including 200 judges, 1,000 police officers, and government officials. Under mounting international pressure and facing the persistence of President Cesar Gaviria, who survived the Flight 203 bombing, Pablo Escobar issued two demands to the Colombian government. First, he insisted that Colombia terminate its extradition treaty with the United States, which permitted the transfer of criminals for trial. Second, Escobar demanded to serve his sentence in a self-constructed prison where no police would be allowed within several kilometers. The Colombian government, influenced by both international pressure and Escobar's formidable power, acquiesced to his conditions. It was a testament to Escobar's influence that he could effectively alter a country's laws and negotiate his surrender in exchange for these unprecedented terms. This prison, known as La Catedral, was nothing short of a five-star hotel. It featured extravagant amenities such as swimming pools, a cinema hall, clubs, artificial waterfalls, and even its own airport. Despite being incarcerated there, Escobar managed to maintain control of his criminal empire. In an effort to put an end to Escobar's continued criminal activities from within La Catedral, the Colombian government decided to relocate him. When police officers arrived to transfer him, Escobar caught wind of the plan and escaped with his associates. For the next 2 years, authorities were unable to locate him. Eventually, the Colombian government, with assistance from the United States, assembled a team known as the Search Bloc, comprising 600 men who tirelessly hunted for Pablo Escobar. On December 1, 1993, Escobar's 44th birthday, while celebrating, he made a fateful call to his family. The search block swiftly traced the call and pinpointed his location in a house in Medellin. That night, they surrounded the house. An officer took aim and fired 3 shots, fatally striking Escobar. Following his death, Escobar's nephew disclosed to the media that he had discovered $18 million concealed inside a wall in Escobar's residence. The revelation hinted at the vast sums of money Escobar had hidden away. Thus concluded the saga of Pablo Escobar,